That man, Nebraska Congressman Mike Flood, joins us right now. Congressman, good to have you here. So I was looking up your elections past, including the most recent one, and you won your district handily, well into the double digits. It seems like the crowd last night will get a lot of attention. Oh, look, these Republicans are running scared from their own constituents. I'm not sure those people, if they were your constituents, some of them probably were, maybe not all of them, I'm not sure they're representative of your district. What do you say to that?
Well, Donald Trump did outstanding in our general election here. I want to say north of 70-some%. He currently, is the most popular elected official in the state of Nebraska. And by the way, a great majority of Nebraskans, we have an all-Republican delegation, which I'm proud to say. And we are excited about the opportunity to address this out-of-control federal budget and the $36 trillion that we're in debt. And last night, as you saw at that town hall, they were booing me when I said we need a balanced budget. That's not even a red or a blue issue. It's an American issue. It's an issue that's going to affect all of us. So I guess color me surprised. I thought that was unique. I had never seen somebody boo a balanced budget before.
I want to get your reaction. These are some new Fox News polls that just came out. It's the percent approving of congressional lawmakers among their respective voters. Congressional Democrats have a 49% approval among Democrat voters. Back in October 2023, it was 74%. Congressional Republicans among Republican voters, Congressman, 88% approval, up from 54%. That's astonishing and would seem to suggest that those folks with their lungs filled with oxygen shouting at you are those Republican voters.
No, they're not Republican voters. And quite honestly, the great majority of the people here in the state of Nebraska and in the 1st District, they're excited about seeing their government addressing problems. They're excited that the border is getting under control. They like the idea of trimming spending and finding and rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse. No, they weren't in the room as much as the other side last night. And you know what's unfortunate about that? There were some folks in that room, very good people that may not agree with DOJ or may not agree with President Trump. They didn't get the chance to get their questions answered because of these organized protests that come in, and you've got people reading off their phones these questions that they've been handing out. But at the end of the day, it was an opportunity for me to hear what people had to say. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I want people in America to know that the 1st District of Nebraska is very excited about where the Trump administration is going. We see an opportunity to address the debt. And I can't tell you how many people have reached out today from every city that I represent and have said, thank you for having that town hall. It reminds us that we still have work to do to make sure people even understand how crippling the debt is and why it's important that we're tackling it.
So, Congressman, some of your colleagues, I know there's been this guidance given, let's not hold town hall meetings because the left is organizing. They're putting people into these meetings and they're turning them into these circuses to then create a narrative of this big backlash that isn't necessarily representative. Do you think there's some truth to that, or do you think the message should be, let's hold them anyway because we need to be available to our constituents?
Well, two things here. First of all, when I ran, I said I would always do town halls. I've always done them as an elected official. And the second thing I'll say is, and I really believe this, our ideas are in sync with where the American people want to go. I have no problem standing in the town square and defending those ideas and explaining those ideas and taking input. And while there may not be as many formal town halls, I want you to know my colleagues across the nation, they've fanned out, they're accessible, they're engaging, they're holding roundtables, they're having town halls just like I had. We are out there, all of us working to get the word out. And as Juan Ciscomani from Arizona shared a story with a bunch of us today. He was at a highbrow event down in his district in Arizona, and the lady that was like bussing the table with the dishes and all that stuff, she comes up to him and she says, "Hey, would you sign this? I want your autograph." And he looks back, and everybody in the kitchen that's serving that event was waving and telling Juan how proud they were of his service.
That's awesome.
Those are the people that we are resonating with. It may not be the highbrow university club or the university folks,
Right.
but it's the people that are making America work.
Congressman, thank you for being here. Congressman Mike Flood.